You know, when it comes to love, everyone talks about saying the right things. I love you. You mean the world to me. I appreciate you. But here's the truth. Words alone don't build the foundation of a relationship. Anyone can say something sweet. But the real power, the real proof of your feelings, it's in what you do when nobody's watching. Silent actions. Those little, quiet things that show your love without making a big show of it. Because let's be honest, words can be empty. They can sound good in the moment, but if your actions don't match, those words lose their meaning. And that's why silent actions speak louder than words. They are the evidence that your love is real. They are the small but consistent ways you show your worth to your loved one every single day, even when no one else knows. No grand announcements, no social media posts, just real-life moments where you show up. It's about the way you prioritize them in your life, how you adjust your schedule, or how you listen when they need you without interrupting or offering quick fixes. It's the way you remember the small things, their favorite drink, a story they told weeks ago, how they like their coffee, or how they feel when something's wrong. These silent actions say, "You matter to me enough for me to pay attention." Sometimes love is quiet. It doesn't always scream for attention or try to prove itself with flashy displays. It shows up in your willingness to stay calm during tough conversations, in your patience when they're upset or stressed. It's in the gentle support you give behind the scenes, the encouragement you offer without expecting a reward. These are the moments that truly show your worth because they come from a place of genuine care, not performance. When you act in love silently, you're also showing respect. You respect their feelings, their space, their time. You don't demand proof from them, because your actions already demonstrate what words might fail to. This respect builds trust, and trust is the foundation of any strong relationship. The beauty of silent actions is that they are ongoing. Love isn't a one-time gesture, it's a habit. It's a daily choice to show up, to care, to honor the person you love. When you consistently act with love without being loud or flashy, you are telling your loved one in the most profound way possible, "I am here, you are important, you are valued." And silent actions can sometimes mean doing the hard work on yourself, too. Choosing kindness when you're frustrated, controlling your anger, being humble enough to admit when you're wrong without turning it into a fight. These are silent battles fought in love that make you grow into a better partner, showing your true worth in the process. So, silent actions are not about ignoring problems or avoiding communication. They are about showing love beyond words because in the end, what truly lasts is not what you say, but what you consistently do to nurture your relationship when no one else is watching. Trust isn't something that just appears overnight. It's not given away freely, nor is it something you can demand. Trust is earned slowly and steadily through consistent actions over time. And when it comes to love, consistency is the glue that holds everything together. It's the quiet, reliable presence that tells your loved one, without saying a word, "You can count on me." Think about it. How many times have you been let down not because someone didn't mean well, but because they couldn't follow through? Because their actions were all over the place, one day loving and present, the next distant or distracted. That inconsistency creates doubt. It shakes the foundation of trust. On the other hand, when someone shows up day after day with the same care, the same effort, the same respect, it builds something unshakable. Consistency isn't about grand gestures or occasional surprises. It's about the everyday choices that seem small but add up to something huge. It's answering their calls or messages when they need you. It's keeping promises, even the little ones that don't seem important to anyone else. It's being emotionally available when they need to talk, not just when it's convenient for you. These consistent acts create a rhythm of reliability that your loved one can depend on. When you're consistent, you remove the guesswork from the relationship. Your partner doesn't have to wonder if you care or if you'll be there. They don't have to walk on eggshells wondering whether today will be the day you're distant or distracted. That kind of stability gives them space to be themselves, to open up without fear, because they know you're going to be there no matter what. This kind of trust is priceless because it creates emotional safety. When your loved one feels safe, they can drop their walls, share their fears, their hopes, their dreams. That kind of openness deepens intimacy in a way words alone never could. And that's why consistency is so important. It's the steady heartbeat of love that keeps two people connected through the highs and the lows. But consistency isn't always easy. Life gets busy, stress piles up, emotions run high, yet the people who build trust don't wait for the perfect moment to act right. They don't disappear when things get hard or when distractions pull them away. They make the conscious choice every day to be present, to show up, to keep their word. And consistency goes beyond just showing up physically. It's also about being consistent emotionally and mentally. It means not sending mixed signals or being unpredictable with your feelings. It means being clear, steady, and dependable in how you communicate and care. When your actions align with your words over time, it's a powerful way of saying, "You are important to me, and I'm committed to this relationship." The truth is, trust built on consistency can withstand storms that otherwise tear relationships apart. It's what makes your loved one feel secure even when life throws curveballs. Because they know that beneath every challenge, beneath every disagreement, there's a foundation of unwavering trust that you've both worked hard to build. Respect in a relationship isn't just about what you say or how you act. It's deeply rooted in the way you show up for your loved one. And one of the most powerful ways to demonstrate respect is through presence. Not just physically being there, but truly being present, fully engaged, fully attentive, and fully committed in the moments you share together. In today's fast-paced world, presence has become a rare gift. It's so easy to be distracted by phones, work, or the noise of daily life. But when you intentionally give your loved one your undivided attention, you're sending a message louder than any words. You matter. Your feelings, your thoughts, your time, they deserve my full respect. Presence is a way of honoring someone's worth by showing that they are a priority in your life. Think about the difference between sitting next to someone and actually being with someone. You can be in the same room, but mentally somewhere else, checking your phone or lost in your own thoughts. But when you are present, you're listening, not just hearing the words, but really understanding the emotions behind them. You notice the little things, their expressions, their tone, the things they don't say out loud. This kind of respect builds connection and trust because it says, "I see you, I hear you, and I value you." Presence also means being patient. Sometimes respect shows up in the silence, in giving your loved one space to think or feel without rushing to fix or change things. It's about holding their emotions gently, without judgment or interruption. You respect their process and their timing. That kind of respect strengthens the bond because it creates a safe space where vulnerability can grow. Another important part of respect through presence is honoring boundaries. Being present doesn't mean hovering or being invasive. It means tuning in to what your loved one needs and respecting their limits. Sometimes that means stepping back when they need space, or simply being quietly available without pushing for more. When you respect their boundaries, you're telling them, Your comfort and autonomy are as important to me as my own. Presence also means showing up consistently, not just when it's easy or convenient. It's about making the effort to be there for the big moments and the small, everyday ones. Whether it's celebrating a success, supporting them during a tough time, or simply sharing a quiet evening together, your consistent presence communicates that your love and respect are steady and reliable, and presence is not just physical, it's emotional and mental too. It means being aware of your own feelings and reactions so you don't bring distractions or negativity into your time together. It means being mindful of how your words and actions impact your loved one. When you bring your best self to those moments, you create a foundation of respect that nurtures both people in the relationship. Respect through presence is one of the quiet, powerful ways you show your loved one that they are valued beyond measure. It's a daily practice of putting down distractions, tuning in deeply, and choosing to be with them fully, no matter what else is going on in the world. It's a gift you give that builds intimacy and trust in ways that words alone can never capture. When we think about showing love, it's easy to get caught up in grand gestures, lavish gifts, surprise trips, dramatic declarations. But the truth is, those big moments, while nice, aren't what create the lasting foundation of a relationship. What truly matters more than anything flashy or extravagant is creating emotional safety for your loved one. Because without emotional safety, no amount of grand gestures can make someone feel truly valued or secure. Emotional safety means your partner feels comfortable being their authentic self around you, without fear of judgment, rejection, or criticism. It means they know they can express their feelings, vulnerabilities, and fears without worrying that you'll use those things against them later or dismiss what they're going through. When you prioritize emotional safety, you're creating a space where love can grow deeper and stronger because it's grounded in trust and acceptance. This kind of safety isn't flashy. It doesn't come wrapped in ribbons or announced with fanfare. Instead, it's built quietly through everyday actions, through the way you listen without interrupting, the way you validate their feelings even if you don't fully understand them, and the way you respond with kindness when they are hurting. These moments show your loved one that their inner world matters to you just as much as the external things you might try to do to impress them. Emotional safety also means being consistent in your behavior. It means not reacting with anger or harsh words when your loved one makes a mistake or opens up about something difficult. It means showing patience when they need time to heal or process emotions. This steady, gentle presence is what creates a foundation where both people feel free to be vulnerable without fear. In fact, sometimes grand gestures can even backfire if they're not backed by emotional safety. A surprise gift or an elaborate date can feel empty or confusing if your partner doesn't feel safe enough to be themselves around you. Without emotional safety, those gestures might be seen as attempts to mask deeper problems or avoid real conversations. So the real power is in the small, everyday ways you show up with respect and care. Creating emotional safety also involves being trustworthy and reliable in your words and actions. It means keeping confidences, following through on promises, and being someone your loved one can count on, not just when it's easy, but especially when things get tough. When they know they won't be abandoned or judged, they feel free to lean into the relationship more deeply. Another crucial part of emotional safety is empathy, putting yourself in your partner's shoes and trying to understand their experience, even if it's different from your own. This doesn't mean you have to solve all their problems, but it means honoring their feelings and showing that you care about what they're going through. Empathy creates a bridge that connects hearts and minds in a way that grand gestures can't. Ultimately, emotional safety is about building a quiet sanctuary within your relationship, a place where your loved one feels seen, heard, and accepted just as they are. It's a powerful, silent way to show your true worth because it says, without words, you are safe with me. I cherish you beyond the surface. One of the most powerful, yet often overlooked, ways to show your love is through self-accountability. When you take responsibility for your actions, your mistakes, and your growth, you are speaking a love language that goes beyond words. Self-accountability is about owning your part in the relationship, the good, the bad, and everything in between, and showing your loved one that you are committed to being the best version of yourself for them and for the relationship. At its core, self-accountability means being honest with yourself first. It means looking in the mirror and recognizing where you've fallen short, where you've hurt your partner, or where your behavior could be better. It's not about blaming them or making excuses. It's about understanding your role and being willing to admit when you're wrong, even when it's hard. And that willingness is a deep act of love because it shows you respect your partner enough to be vulnerable and open. When you practice self-accountability, you build trust. Your loved one sees that you're not someone who deflects blame or avoids difficult conversations. Instead, you show them that you can face your shortcomings head on and are willing to make changes to grow together. This honesty creates a safe space where both people can feel valued and understood, not judged or attacked. Self-accountability also means taking ownership of your emotions and reactions. It's easy to point fingers when things get tense, but true love comes from owning your feelings and how you express them. When you can say, "I'm sorry I overreacted," or "I recognize that I shut down instead of communicating," you're showing emotional maturity and respect. You're saying, without needing to use grand words, "I care enough to do the work on myself." This kind of accountability isn't about perfection. It's about progress and intention. No one is perfect, and every relationship has bumps along the way. But what matters is your commitment to learning from mistakes rather than repeating them. When your loved one sees that you're actively trying to be better, not just for yourself, but for them, they feel valued in a way that words alone can't express. Another important part of self-accountability is follow through. Saying "I'm sorry" means little if your actions don't change. True accountability shows itself in how you adjust your behavior moving forward. Maybe it's being more patient, listening more, or being mindful of how you communicate during conflict. When you consistently show that you're willing to grow, it reinforces your love in a tangible, lasting way. Self-accountability also helps to break negative patterns that can erode a relationship over time. When both partners are willing to take responsibility for their parts, it stops the blame game and opens the door for healing and deeper connection. It encourages humility and empathy, which are essential for love to thrive. In this way, self-accountability is more than just a personal virtue. It's a love language. It's a silent, steady way of telling your partner, "You matter enough for me to be honest with myself and with you. I'm committed to growing so that I can love you better." That message, rooted in real action and humility, has the power to transform any relationship. One of the most meaningful ways to show your love is by honoring your partner's love language quietly, sincerely, and without making it a big deal. Love languages aren't about grand performances or announcements. They're about tuning in to what makes your loved one feel truly seen and appreciated, then showing up in those ways consistently and without fanfare. When you honor their love language without announcement, you're saying, I see you, I understand you, and I love you enough to meet you where you are. Every person experiences love differently. For some, it might be quality time, wanting to share meaningful moments without distractions. For others, it might be acts of service, like doing something thoughtful without being asked. Maybe it's physical touch, words of affirmation, or receiving gifts. Knowing this about your partner is important, but the real power lies in how you live it out without turning it into a production or expecting recognition. When you honor their love language silently, you strip away any expectation of applause or praise. You don't do things to score points or to get thanks. You do it simply because you care about their happiness and emotional well-being. This kind of love is selfless. It's not about ego or needing validation. It's about meeting their needs quietly and consistently, day in and day out. Imagine, for example, your partner's love language is quality time. Instead of planning an elaborate date just to announce your love, you carve out time to be fully present with them during everyday moments, listening deeply, putting away distractions, and genuinely engaging. You don't have to tell them, look how much time I'm giving you. Your presence alone says more than words ever could. Or if their love language is acts of service, maybe you take care of a chore they dislike without mentioning it. You don't seek recognition for it. You simply do it because you know it lightens their load and makes them feel cared for. That silent service carries more weight than any loudly proclaimed gesture. Honoring their love language without announcement also means being attentive and adaptable. Sometimes your loved one's needs change, and you have to adjust without making a big deal about it. You notice when they need a comforting hug, a kind word, or space to recharge, and you respond naturally without drawing attention to your efforts. This silent honoring builds deep trust because your partner knows you're acting out of genuine care, not for show. It's the difference between performing love and living love authentically. When your actions match your understanding of their needs without needing recognition, you're creating a foundation of security and respect. And here's the beauty. This kind of love doesn't just make your partner feel valued. It also shapes you into a better partner. It teaches patience, humility, and attentiveness. It reminds you that love is about giving, not getting. It invites you to step outside of yourself and truly connect with the person you care about in the most meaningful way. So, honoring their love language without announcement is one of the most powerful, silent ways you can show your true worth. It's a love that flows quietly but consistently, creating a bond that doesn't rely on words or gestures, but on deep, unwavering understanding and care. One of the most profound ways to show your love and respect is by protecting the bond you share with your partner, even when they're not around. It's easy to be loving and loyal when you're together, but true commitment shines when you honor the relationship even in their absence. Protecting the bond means guarding it from negativity, gossip, disrespect, or any forces that could weaken what you've built together. When your loved one isn't present, the temptation can sometimes be to speak carelessly or let frustrations slip out in conversations with others. But protecting the bond means choosing to speak about them with kindness, even when it's tempting to complain or vent. It means refusing to entertain gossip or negativity that could harm the trust between you. This respect, shown silently but consistently, tells your partner that you value what you share too much to let anything erode it. This protection also extends to how you handle challenges or disagreements. When conflict arises, it's natural to feel upset, but protecting the bond means keeping those feelings between the two of you rather than airing grievances publicly or involving others unnecessarily. It means holding space for honest, private conversations rather than letting outside voices create division or misunderstanding. You're safeguarding your connection because you know it deserves that kind of care. When you protect the bond in their absence, you're also demonstrating loyalty. Loyalty isn't just about faithfulness in the obvious sense. It's about being steadfast emotionally and mentally. It means not entertaining doubts or distractions that could pull you away from your commitment. It means keeping your heart and mind focused on what matters, the relationship, and not allowing external influences to weaken your dedication. This kind of protection builds deep trust because your partner knows that even when they're not physically present, you're holding them and the relationship in your heart with honor. They don't have to worry about what you might say or do behind their back, because your actions prove you respect the sacredness of your bond. Protecting the bond also involves protecting your partner's reputation. You represent each other in the world, and when you speak well of them, you elevate their value and strengthen the foundation you share. Conversely, when you protect your partner's dignity even in moments of frustration or hurt, you are showing a level of respect and love that goes beyond surface feelings. This protection is a silent promise that no matter what life throws at you, you will guard what you've built with care and integrity. It means being mindful of your words and actions in all settings, including social media, conversations with friends and family, and everyday moments. Because how you handle yourself when your loved one isn't around speaks volumes about how deeply you value them. In many ways, protecting the bond is an act of faith in the relationship's future. It's believing that what you have is worth preserving, nurturing, and defending even when it's not easy. It shows maturity, respect, and a deep understanding that love is not just about the good times together, but about standing strong through the quiet and unseen moments too. By protecting the bond, you send a powerful message without saying a word, that your love is loyal, your respect is unwavering, and your commitment is real. At the end of the day, love isn't about loud declarations or flashy moments. It's found in the silent actions, the consistent, respectful, and accountable choices you make every day. Showing your true worth to your loved one means showing up fully, honoring their needs, and protecting the bond you share, even when no one is watching. These quiet, powerful gestures build a foundation of trust and emotional safety that words alone can't create. When love speaks silently through your actions, it becomes unbreakable, real, and deeply felt in every moment you share together.